Welcome again, this is Eradose speaking. It's currently 11:28 p.m., the 11th of February 2015. I am currently recording this. Well, I ran out of footage and I have to shoot this again, but again, welcome. It's been a while since I've last talked to you guys on YouTube. Last time was my unboxing video of Robotech RPG Tactics in November. I am still building all of those miniatures. It's taking a while. I haven't had a lot of time to go through and build each and every single one. I've got I think 75 or 80% of the entire box built so far. I've even painted a few. Well, anyway, today I have my Mars Attacks Compendium. All the rules in one little hardcover book. Well, not little, but yeah, this is the last hardcover book Manic Games is going to be making for their miniatures games. Kind of a shame since I missed out on the Dead Zone one, but hey, at least it's nice to have everything in one little book. Now then, the reason I'm making this video is that, quite frankly, this is going to be my most anticipated games of 2015, and since one of the games is going to be coming out in 2 days, I'm going to have to really hurry and get this video out right now. Anyway, first off, a few shout-outs. Star Mazer and Shadowrun Returns Hong Kong. Their Kickstarters are just starting. We're starting out. They're in their last few weeks right now. If you can, please support them. I would like to see these games. I mean, Shadowrun Returns was great. I would love to see the Hong Kong expansion actually get made. Star Mazer, what I've seen is really good. It's like Space Quest meets UN Squadron. It's basically the best way I can describe it. Anyway, a few honorable mentions on my list. Halo 5. I'm not really too impressed right now with Halo 5. Halo 4 was good, not terribly great compared to the other two. I have played just about every Halo game that there is except for Spartan Assault and maybe one other that I don't know. I mean, I've played Halo Wars, I've played ODST 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, I think that was just about every single game. If there's one missing, I'm pretty sure I don't remember it. Oh wait, Halo Reach. Yeah, I do own Halo Reach. And yeah, being a fan of Halo, it's hard to say why I do not want to. I'm not really excited about Halo 5. Maybe it's because we haven't seen a whole lot of it yet. Yeah, I mean, all we've seen is so far is multiplayer, or at least that's all I've seen so far. I haven't seen much of the story other than the fact that we have videos leaked from the Halo Anniversary series. I mean, the Halo Anniversary set from Xbox One, and the fact that I don't own an Xbox One. It definitely helps. I mean, it definitely hurts me actually wanting to get the game. Although not having the console is not going to actually hurt some games' chances on this list. I mean, I don't even own a PS4. I also want to give the honorable mention to Bloodborne. Soul series is a great series, but I never really get into the games until after they release, and I know a little bit more about the lore of the series. I'm still trying to finish Dark Souls. I haven't played Dark Souls 2 yet. I haven't played Demon Souls, although I really would like to. Again, Bloodborne looks great. Not sure if I'm really excited for it just yet, but although I might want to just play that when it does come out. Number 3 is the Sarah and Kagra game coming out for the PS4 and Vita. It's coming out in 2015 in Japan, not America. That's why it's going to miss this top 10 list. Sarah and Kagra, I have played both games, one on the PS3, one on the Vita. They're decent games if you can just gloss over some of the fan servicey bits, unless you're really into stripping ninjas. Yeah. Anyway, that's your stuff. I don't mind it. I'm used to it because I watch a lot of anime and stuff. I kind of gloss over it most times, as you can see from my large collection of Queensblade books. But enough of me ranting. Let's get on with the top 10 list. Number 10, Battlefield Hardlines. Yes, we remember the launch of Battlefield 4. I played the beta. I was not impressed with Battlefield 4, so I avoided the game at all costs. And a lot of you who did pick up the game Ugh, let's not talk about all the crashes and stuff there, shall we? Enough with the bad memories. Let's talk about the Battlefield Hardline. I played the beta for that. I am really liking what I'm seeing so far. I mean, the fact that they're changing the tone to a cops and robbers sort of theme definitely kind of makes it stand out a little bit more than the previous games. I really enjoyed the Hotwire mode. Hotwire is basically the same capture point system that they have in any Battlefield game, except for the fact that your capture points are vehicles. And the only way to capture them is to actually drive them at high speeds throughout the map. Kind of discourages on camping a lot, but not enough that it doesn't completely discourage it. I have run into at least 2 campers in Hotwire mode. But it is definitely fun mode. I mean, I remember in the beta, I was in a car, the capture vehicle was right next to it, the guys with the enemy in it. I actually rammed into it, tried to run them off the road. Eventually, both our cars exploded, denied them the capture point, so they had to go find the new one. Would like to have a little bit more vehicles to choose from. I don't mean like from the vehicles that are already there. I mean like being able to capture vehicles already in the map rather than going back to your base and getting the non-capture vehicles. It's kind of hard to explain without actually showing footage, and I can't really show footage. Heist mode is one of the modes I was not impressed with. I mean, it's basically capture a flag or plant the bomb in the enemy base, which we've seen like a million times already. Just reskinned with satchels and helicopters. I really would like it to be more like Payday 2 with multiplayer where the cops are being played by other players. But again, it's just a beta. It could improve over time. We have only seen like 3 maps on the beta. So, really hoping that we can get a good game here. Probably a new direction for the series. Let's just hope they don't do the same thing like Call of Duty did with Modern Warfare and just did it to infinity and just made everyone sick of it. Number 9, and as I said, just because I don't own the console doesn't mean it's not going to make the list. The Order 1886. Werewolves and steampunk. How can you go wrong? I really like some of the lore I've seen so far of this. I would really like to play this, although I do not own the console. Again, it's hard to say if this game will actually be any good till it comes out, but I am really hoping that what we've seen so far does show the more finished product. The lore we're seeing so far, the stories, the weapons, really brings you into this alternate history where this secret organization is trying to hunt down these werewolves. And again, I do really want to see this game really make some great yeah, I'm starting to ramble to the point where I'm starting to not realize what I'm saying. Anyway, number 8, Resident Evil Revelations 2. As you can see, I am also a Resident Evil fan from my custom vest here. Unfortunately, Resident Evil has been on a downward spiral. Let's face it, Resident Evil 6 was bad. Really, really bad. I hated it. Tried to play through the Chris Redfield story, and I just could not beat it. It was just near impossible. Got so frustrated I wanted to throw my controller into the wall. Revelations, however, I own Revelations on the 3DS. It plays great. One of the games that really enforces that you need a Circle Pad Pro, although it works just fine without it. Basically, it was a return to form for Resident Evil, and now we have a new sequel to Revelations, which is going to follow Claire, and it's also going to have Barry, who hasn't been seen since the first game, finally playable. I really like the stealth elements they brought in because Barry will be partnered with a little girl who can actually sense the enemies, can detect them for him. Unfortunately, some of the footage, I just can't help but feel that they're trying to copy The Evil Within. And again, The Evil Within, I've played quite a bit. It was kind of good. I just really hope it's just not them trying to cut and paste this game. I mean, cut and paste The Evil Within. I really hope they try to keep it back to the old Resident Evil ways, or at least what was established in Resident Evil 4. Now then, number 7, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pains. I played Ground Zeroes. I rented Ground Zeroes. I didn't buy it, I rented it. It was short, but what we saw was definitely fantastic. The actual weather effects were great. The controls worked really well. The open world definitely shows potential. And considering the fact that this thing is going to be actually 4 times larger from what I hear than anything we've seen before, means that we're just going to have an open world to just create havoc if we want, or just sneak through without being detected. Again, we won't know until this comes out as good, but considering the fact that I've played Metal Gear Solid 4, I played Metal Gear Solid 3, Metal Gear Solid 1, beaten all 3 of those. Played Metal Gear Solid 2, never beaten that. I've played the original Metal Gear, never beaten that. Never beaten that. Again, these are the Metal Gear Solid series has shown to be quality, but we will wait and see if we can get all those promises. Now then, number 6, Mighty Number 9. I am so disappointed I was not able to get on the Kickstarter on this, because there was 2 Kickstarters going on at the same time, and I could only pick one of them. I went with the more recognizable franchise. Really would have liked to get into Mighty Number 9. Now then, Mighty Number 9, made by the creator of Mega Man, definitely looks like the spiritual successor to the series, considering that Capcom's just taking a whole piss on that series right now. The only good Mega Man game, the only Mega Man game, wasn't even a Mega Man game recently. That was Super Smash Brothers. So basically, it would be nice to see a new Mega Man game, even though it's not Mega Man. Not sure if it will hit 2015 right now, because quite frankly, I'm just guessing it will hit the 2015 mark, just like another game I'll mention later. But again, Mighty Number 9 looks great so far from what I've been hearing. I really would like to get my hands on it and play it. Now, number 5, and you're going to be surprised I don't have not all these games are going to be video games. Germaria. This is a card game with monster girls. I've seen the mechanics, they look really good. No, this is not a trading card game. This is not a deck building game, this is just a standard card game where you build up your basically your line of monster girls and attack other people. Rock, paper, scissors methods. I really want to get this game. I really like the artwork. Unfortunately, this game was already supposed to be out, but they were having issues with their printer. Some of the artists actually left the project recently. Basically, I'm not sure what the reasons were, but the game is already ready to be printed. It will come out. I'm just not sure about the expansions right now. They might hire new artists for the expansions, if those expansions haven't already been done either. If those expansions haven't already been done already, Will definitely be playing that during my convention runs. Now then, number 4, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. This game is going to be coming out at least 2 days after I make this video. I played the demo. I did get a demo key for this. The controls are a lot more improved than were in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on the 3DS. You can still use the Circle Pad Pro though, but my battery was dead on the Circle Pad Pro, so I had to use the regular controls, and it feels a lot better. It feels more intuitive. It's a lot more accessible than previous games. And finally, online play for the 3DS version, instead of having to import your save to the Wii U version and then playing online through there. That is the one thing I really did not like about Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, was the fact that there was no online play for the handheld version. Despite the fact that you could play online with basically almost any other game. Again, Monster Hunter is sort of a niche game. It's something that you have to play at least once, but this is going to be a little bit more accessible than previous titles. I would recommend, if you have a 3DS, to at least check this game out. Okay, number 3 on my list, Shantae Half Genie Hero. I have played every Shantae game. I own every single game on my 3DS. This is a series that's really good. Half Genie Hero is going to take it to the consoles now. It's going to be in HD. Really looking good. Still, just like my number 9, I'm not sure if it's going to hit a 2015 release date, but it looks pretty promising that it might just barely hit a 2015 release. Again, I played Pirate's Curse when it came out. I really enjoyed that. Risky's Revenge, that was great. The original, extremely hard, but still extremely fun. Again, the Shantae series has been really good so far. And Half Genie Hero just looks like it's going to continue that. And now they're going to actually bring in more characters. You can play as all these side characters. In fact, you can even play as Risty for the first time as well. I thought you were going to play as Risty in Pirate's Curse, but it definitely looks like it's going to be a great game. Check it out if you can. Now then, number 2. And this might not be a surprise for most people. Mortal Kombat X. Really would want to get this game. I have seen a lot. The factions that we've been seeing so far, the fact that you can actually, whatever you do contributes to your faction, because when you start the game, you pick a faction. They're basically your team online for the whole time. Everything you do, regardless if it's online play, arcade mode, single player, story mode, everything contributes points to your team. Excuse me. Basically, this definitely brings up a whole new metagame. What we're seeing so far with gameplay looks great. The fatalities look just brutal and gory, just like the series should. Sorry again. Anyway, there's a reason why I didn't go out and pre-order this almost immediately. Is that we have way too many unanswered questions right now. The one that kept me from pre-ordering was that we heard there's going to be console exclusive content. What that's going to be, again, very tight-lipped, we don't know. So basically, having a Xbox 360 and PS3, I don't know which version I would want to get. And also, I do not have the finances right now to actually pre-order the game, because being a late adopter and trying to get the funds like in such a limited amount of time, I just cannot get it launch. I'll probably pick it up later, though. Maybe by then I'll know more about what characters are coming out for what console, and I'll know which version I'll actually get. This is probably better for me, but still, if you're not concerned about your console, or if you only have one selection to pick from, I highly recommend going out and pre-ordering this game right now. And then that's just not because, and that's not just because of Goro is being a DLC character for pre-orders. And besides, anyway, just because it's a pre-order exclusive character doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. I mean, this game, Mortal Kombat, has always been pretty great series. I mean, there has been a few terrible games. Let's not mention Special Forces anytime soon. But again, Mortal Kombat X, continuing the story of Mortal Kombat 9, great story. Looks like it's going to have really great gameplay with the 3 different variations. And I definitely highly recommend the Mortal Kombat X is one of your main purchases this year. Number 1. Again, as I said, not everything's on here is going to be a video game, and this may not even surprise any one of you that even knows me. Number 1 is going to be Kingdom Death Monster. What can I say about this game? Miniatures are high quality. These things look museum quality. To the point where I was nearly intimidated to try to paint some of these things. I mean, I got some of the resins back in 2013, and it wasn't until recently until I started painting them after they posted the painting guides. I mean, this game is going to be anywhere between 1 to 6 players. Yes, you can play this game solo. Basically, it has elements of Monster Hunter with the monster hunting and resource gathering and building your weapons and gear from your monster kills and the resources you get from those. a little bit of civilization, considering the fact that you have to build this whole settlement, use your resources to expand and learn all these new sciences, new innovations, and then of course a little bit of Dark Souls from the exact tone of the game. It's basically a nightmare world where humanity is on the lowest end of the monster food chain and they are currently just struggling to survive. It is pitch black. Your only equipment is a sharpened stone, a piece of cloth to cover you, and a lantern. That's all you get to begin with. And you must fight monsters to build up your resources, build up your armor, build up your weapons until you can finally beat that final boss. And there are a lot of expansions coming out for this. I mean, the Dragon King is the biggest one I want to look into. I mean, this thing, every time I look at it, I just want to get my hands on it. Want to build it, want to paint it. Then again, I'm just a big stickler for dragons. And this thing looks like a nasty big thing. And when I say big, I mean, I've seen pictures. This thing's almost as big as the colossal red dragon from Dungeons and Dragons, if you remember that miniature from a few years back. Then we got the Gorum, we got the Dung Beetle Knight, we got the Lonely Tree, which now is going to be its own encounter, not just a piece of scenery. We got the Manhunter, we got the Lion Knight, and we got the Scribe, which is like an epilogue expansion where you can continue from beyond the final boss. A lot of people may be put off by the price point, though. I mean, with all this stuff that's being put into the core game itself, we're talking $250 US. That's their final estimate for the final retail version of the game. But think about it. This is about the same as a single army starter for like Warhammer. And those things cost $300. Now, what are you getting with Warhammer? Like 25, 30 some miniatures in a rulebook. That's all you're getting. Kingdom Death Monster, $50 less. You're getting the rulebook. You're getting tons of miniatures, like almost 40. Tons of cards, a whole board, tons of other items, dice, just about everything you need for up to 6 players. And yeah, the Warhammer thing, one person, you need to find another person to play who's also spent $300, so you need $600 to play the whole thing. Kingdom of Death, $250, up to 6 players. Lots of playability. You can even play it solo. And all these things are random. You do not need someone to actually hold a rule book and look up the monster stats. Everything's done on cards. In fact, every monster has its own AI deck, so you don't need someone to actually run the monster. Expansions are great. And also the armor kits, they support fully kit bashing. These things are made to be interchangeable. Basically meaning you can take parts from any armor kit and actually create your own miniature based on your equipment in the game. And that is definitely a high selling point. These miniatures look great. The game is looking fantastic so far. If you have the money, please buy this game when it comes out. Anyway, that is my top